Do Israelis care as much about Iran as they do about, say, the rising cost of housing?
Yes, I mean, obviously people are very concerned of their day-to-day lives and of the cost of living and housing, but we have this huge shadow in the region called the Islamic Republic of Iran that is about to sign a deal that will legitimize and pave a route for Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon. And the world's not waiting for our elections. We have to act, and we have to act now to stop this horrendous deal from happening. Because if it happens, not only Israel will be harmed, but the whole Middle East will go nuclear.
So what is your solution to keeping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon?
Very simple. Ratchet up the sanctions and wait until Iran understands they have an either-or situation. Either you go for a bomb or you have an economy. You can't have both. If you continue pursuing the nuclear bomb, your economy will fall apart under the stress of these sanctions, together with the tanking oil prices. And the point is that we're so close to that situation. Iran, if we just persist in applying these sanctions, Iran will have to give up its nuclear program.
So Iran has always insisted that its nuclear development was for civilian purposes. You clearly don't trust that. But what if there are international inspectors assuring compliance with whatever deal is struck? Why wouldn't you give diplomacy a chance?
Well, because Iran has proved to be liars, all right? They've already violated 6 Security Council resolutions that forbid it to even have one centrifuge. And today they have 19,000 centrifuges. You know, if someone lies again and again, you don't trust them. And the notion that somehow this time around we can trust Iran is ridiculous.
Israel bombed a nuclear site in Iraq in 1981. It has attacked sites in Syria more recently. Iran, obviously a different case, but under what circumstances would you support unilateral military action against Iranian nuclear sites? What's the red line?
I'll put it this way. We have one Jewish state in the world. It's called Israel. And Iran is threatening, and I quote, Khamenei says the barbaric Jewish state has to be annihilated in November 2014. Rouhani says in November of 2013, the long-term goal is removing the occupying Zionist regime from the region.
So what's the red line for you? In which circumstances would you support military action, unilateral military action against Iran?
I certainly won't give the precise recipe. I'll just say this. The state of Israel will not let Iran acquire a nuclear weapon. If we can prevent it with peaceful measures and sanctions, that's better. If not, we'll have to do what we need to do.
Okay, I want to talk about the Israeli-Palestinian issue. You have agreed with Prime Minister Netanyahu on Iran, not when it comes to the resolution with the Palestinians. You don't believe in a two-state solution. In fact, you've said that parts A and B of the West Bank could be governed by the Palestinians to some degree, but that in Area C, for an example, your plan says that Palestinians would become Israeli citizens. How would you sell that plan to the Palestinians?
We live side by side, and they're not going anywhere, and we're not going anywhere. So we got to figure out how to live together. My plan says that they have self-governance and autonomy in the Palestinian-controlled areas, and Israel applies Israeli law in the Israeli-controlled areas, effectively taking in 50, 70,000 Palestinians as full-fledged Israeli citizens if they want. If they don't want, they can remain Palestinian Authority citizens. I'm not going to tell them what to do. I want the Palestinians to be able to govern themselves, to pay them their own taxes, to elect their own government. I don't want to govern them.
But they will not be able to control their own borders or have a military, correct, under your plan?
That's correct, because if they have a military, they're going to risk the Israeli state, and that's something I'm not willing to have.
Is it your goal to be Prime Minister of Israel one day?
No, my goal is to have a very strong and flourishing Israel, as we do have today. I'll do it in whatever position the Israeli public places me.